All right, YouTube fam, what is up? Today, we are going to be answering the question, why is everybody so good at park skiing nowadays? I got this question on Instagram actually a lot lately, and I figured I wanted to address it on YouTube. Recently, personally, I've been watching lots of like news content, people talking. You know, it's kind of just like having a really core conversation with my audience and talking about new subjects, new topics, new things, news in the skiing industry. Been watching a lot of it more MMA style, but I would like to translate that kind of content to skiing. So today we're going to talk about why is everybody so goddamn good at skiing, at freestyle skiing, snowboarding in today's day and age? Feels like when I started 10 years ago, 8 years ago, everybody was like pretty good, but not, the level is insane now. And a lot of that has to do with things like different progression practices, coaches. Everybody has a coach nowadays, where back when I started, back when most people started park skiing, snowboarding, all that good stuff, there was no such thing. I gotta take these headphones off. There was no such thing as a coach, right? Like, we're kind of just all out there fending for ourselves, trying to huck tricks, huck meat, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I wanted to discuss that today. And on this channel, hopefully, obviously, back to like full ski content soon. But anyways, this is something I wanted to bring to my YouTube channel a little bit, just talking to you guys, hanging out, answering your questions, covering all the exciting things going on in the ski industry other than just like putting up vlogs on the channel and stuff like that. I feel like this is a great opportunity to interact with you guys more. So why is everybody so goddamn good at freestyle skiing? It seems like every kid nowadays, when they're 14, 13, 12, are all doing doubles, and all other kids that start later, like I started when I was 18, but all their kids that start later are like, man, there's no way I can catch up to these little kids that are just absolutely insane. And this is something I deal with every day when I'm coaching athletes in my program as well. Just everybody's so concerned with like keeping up with other people, but actually like comparing themselves to other skiers. And yes, the level of freestyle skiing has gone absolutely through the roof. Right now, like, you're doing triple 18s, you're doing triple 14s, you can do a double, you can do multiple different doubles, and you're still not making a career out of it. You're not considered like a full-time pro. Like, if you're doing trip 18s, you're getting out there. But like, there's a lot of kids that are very, very good skiers, and 5 years ago, they would be like some of the best in the world with the skill set they have today. And today that skill set is like maybe putting them like at an average to above, slightly above average park skiing level. And for me personally, I think a lot of it has to do with the ability we've had to get access to things like training facilities, coaches, and stuff like that. For some people, it's very hard nowadays to make a career in freestyle skiing, because in order to train at the level that most of the kids that are rapidly progressing at, you have to spend quite a bit of money. It's not a sport where you can go to like, don't get me wrong, like hockey is a pretty expensive sport, or skateboarding, like for instance, skateboarding. Let's do skateboarding. Skateboarding, you don't really need a huge budget to progress and get better at skateboarding. You can pretty much learn everything you need to do for street skateboarding at a skate park in the street. You maybe want a decent skate park, but that's not the hardest thing to find. For freestyle skiing or snowboarding, like, you have to travel to like some of the best places to train on jumps. You have to go trampolining, and a lot of the trampoline facilities aren't cheap, or you have to go find a good one, which is like rare to find, hard to find, and then go consistently. And then the big one is airbags. Airbags have completely changed the game for freestyle skiing, for park skiing, for snowboarding. In order to keep up with the kids that are rapidly progressing, for myself personally, I have to be doing things like airbagging and trampolining almost year round, and then also taking those tricks to snow on really good jumps year round. Like, I can't train these tricks in airbag or something and then only do them a couple times in snow. I have to train these tricks in airbag and then do them repeatedly on snow. And to get the opportunity to do them repeatedly on snow, you have to travel either to some place like New Zealand or something in the summer. That way you can actually put what you've learned at the beginning of the summer on snow by the end of the summer before comp season. Just because there's so many kids that have access to the funds and are able to go to these facilities without worrying about cost or working or whatever, because their parents are either covering it or something, it makes it hard for everybody else to keep up. There's just really, really good facilities right now for everybody. There's a lot of ways to learn from other people's mistakes. Like, now the technique on like how to do corks and stuff is super important for the most part, unless you just want to have fun. But if you actually want to progress well, like, you should have somebody like a coach that's teaching you how to do it properly from the very beginning, which wasn't really a thing back in the day. So you're seeing a lot of people like actually get help from an earlier age to learn things properly, so they don't have to fix their bad habits. You have people like me who are giving out tips online and stuff like that, so you can learn other places, whereas before it's kind of just like you're learning on your own, and then 2 years later you figure out that what you're doing is kind of wrong. And then on top of that, it's these facilities. It's like going to an airbag costs $100, $200 a day minimum, and if you have to work and do that yourself, it's pretty hard to keep up with everybody else. But if you're somebody who's lucky enough to be in a position that you can use these facilities to train, it just compounds and compounds and compounds and compounds. And that's why you see some of the best athletes in the world, like all the people competing in World Cups, just getting better and better and better year in, year out. Because when you get to this level, in order to keep up, you're forced to go to these facilities and use them almost year round. And it's not something that we had 5-10 years ago. So just the amount of training, the ability to train on safer and better facilities, and then just more feedback, more general feedback. Yeah, I mean, I think realistically, that's a big thing that's making everybody so damn good these days. I know a lot of the young kids are like, it's so hard to keep up. Everybody's so good. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to keep up. Trust me, if you just keep putting work in and you follow the right steps, you you trust yourself and you have a dream and a goal and you push towards it, it's going to happen. So just keep it up. Everybody's getting really good, but you can get really good as well. It's going to be crazy to see where the sport's going to be in 5 or 6 years from now, because 5 or 6 years ago, it was down here and it's already way up here. We went from like dub 14s in like 5 or 6 years to trip 21s, which is absolutely insane. Like that's so many spins and so many flips in one trick. I think in 5 years from now, it's going to be like, you're going to go to do a trick and it's either you land it perfectly or you blow your knee or something like that. Because if the trajectory of tricks keeps going at this level, the jumps, the rotations, everything like that, it's going to have to be so precise for you to make it out alive, to be honest. Like you have to be so absolutely dialed, because one tiny thing goes wrong in that trick and you're getting injured and you're out for half a season. So hopefully the trajectory kind of slows down a little bit, or just instead of slowing down, just goes a kind of a different way, because at that point I feel like there's going to be a lot of injuries in our sport and we're going to be asking, instead of how did everybody get so good, how did everybody get so bodied? But yeah, anyways, that was this YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what other questions you have, topics you want me to cover, news you think it would be interesting for the channel, and I'll hop on it. I think it's a fun way for me to interact with you guys more easily and more often. I mean, I'm literally in my bunk bed right now, so I think it's kind of fun to try out something new, and hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.